your name? Don't you play this game? You from another land, got you like it's contraband. Tell me what's your name? Don't you play this game? You from another land, got you like it's contraband.
What's up, guys? Keyshawn here, back at you with another new alternate universe video. Now, this is going to be like the last video for today because I'm going to be, flying on a plane to Texas for tomorrow. But this is going to be, a good chunk long video, and this is going to be what if Naruto was a vampire slash main hentai protagonist. Why would I do this? And is this going to be an 18x? Like, is it going to be having sex scenes? Is he going to be having a harem? And all those questions are yes. But the only difference is he's going to be a vampire lord. Or you could say or a vampire god. Might as well just make him a vampire god in this. What if Naruto was a vampire god slash main hentai protagonist? You could say, or hentai protagonist, you want to say. Now, what am I doing with this? Why am I making this on a Sunday? And why am I making Naruto a god vampire and a main hentai protagonist? Well, I wanted to do this for two reasons. A, I haven't really gave y'all, 18 X's or pluses like that. So, I wanted to give y'all something spicy. And also, I just wanted to really just, just give y'all something so y'all don't get bored of the videos that I give, because I know y'all do watch my videos and y'all just regularly be like, oh man, I wish he had another part or another video so I can watch so I don't get bored. So I'm going to give y'all a video for today. Maybe two, maybe, I don't know, three, but give or take, this might just be one. But other than that, let's get to the video and let me not stop wasting your time. Now, how we start this off? Well, pretty much we're going to start off with pretty much Naruto's bloodline. Now, Minato will be a part of the vampires, or the vampire noble, or lineage of the noble. Now, the vampire lineage noble will be in the Naruto universe, but they will be, not well known amongst the village and stuff. They're not going to be recognized in the Leaf Village. They're not going to be, heard of and stuff. And, just not like, not recognized like that. Now, pretty much, Minato will, of course, be the same. His bloodline will be that related to the vampire, nobles, you could say, in part of the. And I might as well just say the castle is Canehurst Castle, like far off in the winter area, like far off, like very far off. Like, to get access to that castle, you need to have a carriage, you need to have a envelope, and kind of like Bloodborne, you're gonna need an envelope, and the carriage will come to you. Don't matter where you're at, it will come to you, and then you just have to hop in, and then you get teleported there, or just transport there. But pretty much, Minato will be a part of the Canehurst Castle, but a vampire noble at that. Pretty much, Minato will pretty much, leave Canehurst Castle because I'm gonna say, due to like the church, the cleric church. Pretty much, yes, they are in Naruto, but then they're like, you could say religion. They're not really known to in the Leaf Village. Like, the Leaf Village have heard about heard of some of a castle and church cleric people, but they don't, but they haven't really found them or anything because they're top secret. They don't want their shit to be known around the world. So pretty much, Canehurst Castle will be sealed off. All the vampires who are there, or like blood legions, nobles, was noblemen and stuff. They all fled to different places. Some took boats, got out of there, led somewhere else, and just the castle just been abandoned, and only the queen is there, you could say. And she's just stuck by herself with her immortality and her child, you could say. Now, pretty much, Minato will leave, and he will be one of the nobles, but like I would say pure blood. Well, not pure blood, because I would say pure blood is like, that means they have they're full vampire. Like, they can walk on the sun. Like, they basically, I'm gonna say Minato is half pure blood, but Naruto will be full pure blood for specific reasons. But let's just continue. Pretty much, Naruto would Not Naruto. Minato pretty much would be escaping the castle, and pretty much everything would go the same all the way up to the Nine Tails attack. Now, Minato, Minato eyes will be red. Minato eyes will be red, not blue or anything, and his hair will be more like a black, unique black. Well, red, like unique red, not anything of like, not anything of dark. It would be like dark crimson red, you could say. But pretty much as that's happening, Minato would be pretty much fighting Nine Tails, and pretty much he will be a little bit more stronger since he's a half pure blood vampire. He doesn't require blood to like feast on people, but he um but he will be a little bit more stronger than his counterpart in the original Naruto. This is where he will pretty much will be fighting with Obito, or should I say, aka the Masked Man Madara, which he perceive himself. The fight will be happening now. As that's happening, pretty much Mento will be fighting with our Madara, and as that's all happening, this is where he will do a lot more damage and pretty much hit Madara in the back. But pretty much this will destroy half of his mask. Now, as he is down on the ground, Mento will kind of see clearly because he can see at night without like needing vision and all that. He can actually see at night because vampires can see at night. And he will see Obito's face and say, "Oh, Obito, I thought you was dead." Which, of course, this is where Minato will be hearing the Nine Tails going crazy. And he was like, "Oh shit," which he will pretty much just have to go and focus on the Nine Tails attack more than anything else. Now, this is where he will go. This is where he will go and pretty much pretty much will go and fight the Nine Tails, and pretty much Kushina and Minato will be doing the same thing at Azuzu Canyon. This is where Naruto will pretty much um will be crying and stuff, and everything will happen the same. This is where Minato will pretty much seal 100% of the full Nine Tails into Naruto. I'm not gonna make it like half Nine Tails. Naruto is like I said, a pure blood, not as a half pure blood, but as full pure blood. You're gonna see in a second that Minato seals the full Nine Tails into Naruto. Now, as Minato is dying, and Kushina is also dying due to the impaled, this is where Kushina will hold her child and pretty much will say her sorries and stuff and all that stuff. This is where Minato will also be slowly dying off, and this is where Minato will be like, "I leave it off to you, Naruto. I hope you become truly strong and stuff, and I will leave you my power. Leave you my strength and stuff." Which Minato, as I'll say like one blood, when when blood is like dripping from the side of his mouth and um, hit Naruto, and the blood touches Naruto, I'm gonna say Naruto will become a full pure vampire, pure blooded vampire. This is where Naruto will open up his eyes and he will see his mom and dad, which Naruto has fully became a pure blooded vampire of a noble or a vampire lord. Which what Minato didn't know what he did was when he accidentally had his blood touch Naruto, he basically gave up all his pure blood power to Naruto to make Naruto a vampire lord. If that doesn't make sense, then I don't know. I don't know what to do for you, Chief. But this is gonna have to work like that. But pretty much as that's happening, this is where Minato will. This is where Hiruzen will come in, and he will see Kushina and Minato slowly about to die off, and this is where Minato will say, take care of Naruto, make sure he's safe. Kushina will say the same things and say, make sure he does all this and be okay. And this is where they would die off. This is where Naruto, of course, will start to cry, but not like regular tears. He will cry out blood tears. And Hiruzen will be, concerned for this, but he will also like feel sad for Naruto because he just witnessed his mom and dad just die. Now, let's continue off a little bit more and do a little bit of time skip. Well, let's not do a time skip. Now, we're gonna have a talk about what's gonna really happen to Naruto. Now, this is where Hiruzen will pretty much will be called in with with the whole council, and the council doesn't know what to really do with Naruto. Hiruzen pretty much is saying that pretty much Danzo would say like, "Oh, I will want to. How about you let me take care of Naruto?" And since you have nothing, like pretty much they all trying to figure out where will Naruto go, and the Hyuga is saying like, "Nah, I'm not. We're not taking this kid. Like, fuck no." And the Uchiha chief is saying like, "I would take him, but he's not an Uchiha, and I don't want the villagers to. I don't want the Uchihas to kind of like, go on my ass right now." And this is where, of course, Danzo will come in, and he will pretty much say like, "I can take care of him. Like, I'll take care of him. Let me take care of him. Let me I take care of him, raise him. Make sure he's okay and fine. Donzo's talking to Hiruzen and the elders like that, which Hiruzen doesn't trust Donzo because Donzo is sus as fuck. Come on, we all know that." So Hiruzen will be like, "Nah, I'll just take care of him until he can, handle his own." You could say. Now, as that's happening, this is where pretty much um, Naruto will be just in Hiruzen care for the time being. Now, let's just do a little time skip. Naruto will be the age of, let's see, let's see, the age of 8, you could say. And this is where the snowfall event will happen. Now, this is where the bullies are pretty much bullying and all this stuff. And Naruto will pretty much look, well, and Naruto will be a little bit different. He wouldn't be like, like the same as the same Naruto. Like, yes, the villagers still hate Naruto and attack him and stuff, but Naruto gives out this whole fear presence, like this endless blood loss of fear presence, and he's this different. Like, he's more terrifying, you could say. Like I'd say this. Like one time, a villager, starts to try to come at Naruto and try to, go for the kill. Which Naruto just looked at the villager and just took the blunt force of the stab right in his right in his chest. Like nah, yeah, like right in his chest, but just barely hitting his heart. And the villagers, the villagers, like are cheering on, saying, "Yeah, you got him. You got the Nine-Tailed Demon. He's dead." But Naruto just gets up and just takes the knife out his chest, and he's like looking at them, and he's like, "Was you trying to kill me?" Which this is where the villagers like, "What? Huh? He's a demon. I told you he's a demon." Which this is where Naruto would take the knife out and just throw it at the villager's head, pretty much killing him in the process. And as the blood is spattering, Naruto would pretty much have a hit, like the blood would spatter on Naruto's face, and Naruto would pretty much just taste the blood, and pretty much just walks away. Which, as the Jonin ninjas trying to capture Naruto, Hiruzen pretty much just stopped them because he's seen the whole thing. Well, pretty much like he pretty much comes in a hurriedly and pretty much the villagers are saying that Naruto attacked first. He killed this villager, which um, this is where of course I would say Hinata. I would say Sasuke was there, and Sasuke will, at the time since the Uchiha massacre didn't happen, will help in and fill in. Like even though he knows Naruto is like they say Naruto's nine tenths Shirky, Sasuke will have that still kind spirit and say like, "Hey, no, that's not really true. He attacked first, and Naruto got stabbed and almost died, but apparently so Naruto looks fine." Which Naruto's shirt will have the whole knife gash wound on it, and pretty much Sasuke would like, say it. And of course, since Sasuke explained the situation, Hiruzen will say, "Okay, everybody do your own thing. We handle this. Mind your own damn business." And Naruto will be sent home, and Naruto will just look at Sasuke and just nod down to show like, "Hey, thank you for like covering up for me. I thought no one would rule it." And Naruto will just walk off on his own, which yeah, Naruto would do. Now, later after this, this is where. Oh wait, sorry. Yeah, that's pretty much like what is Naruto now. Naruto has a more personality of a more like of a some like Dracula, not as like he despises humans or anything. More like of he treats them as more like of like a little like a lower beings. not as like a god of Zamasu saying like all mortals must die and shit. He's more like of these humans are my plaything. I do whatever I want with them. I can do whatever I want. If they want to fight me, I give them a fight, and just play with them until I can show them the true reality of they're not stronger than me. Like Naruto's more like has that personality, more like that personality and stuff. Like he knows he's strong. He's powerful. He knows he can't die. So Naruto is not really, terrified, afraid, but he keeps a calm and neutral personality that people can't really read about him. He can control his emotions, which I'm gonna give him that because I kind of got that little bit idea from The Sims where there's a perk where you can control your emotions and stuff and be completely calm and stable. So I'm gonna have it like that. Naruto can control his emotions if he wants to have this. He can create this certain aura that make people around him like that. So yeah, he can do stuff like that. But pretty much, in a young age, he doesn't have control of that. So right now, he's just doing his own thing. But pretty much as he's going in the snow, like walking home, he sees getting bullied and stuff. This is where he just like is about to walk away, but he begins to say, "Well, I don't want those kids to die by the Hyuga because the Hyugas will kill those kids and the families without hesitation." Which Naruto is really smart, and and I'm gonna say the Hyugas are a little bit different in this, as Hyugas don't play around. If a Hyuga gets hurt, or if the kid's Hyuga gets hurt, or get eaten bullied by any of the villagers or ninjas, like kid ninjas that hurt, especially with Hinata, since Hinata will be like one of the next leaf, like one of the next branches for the Hyuga. So if anything happens to Hinata and those kids hurt Hinata or anything in some type of way, then the Hyuga will definitely kill those kids and kill their families as well. So yeah, that's why Naruto is just stepping in. This is where Naruto throw like a snowball at them, and they will pretty much say, "Who the hell was that?" Which Naruto will appear, and they will be like all quiet. Which this is where Naruto will say, "Are you really hurting her? Are you really bullying her and calling her a ghost? Because you want to know what happened to the last people who hurt a Hyuga member or tried to do something to a Hyuga member?" Which they was like quiet and say, "What?" This is where Naruto will get close with a little bit more speed, pushing up his speed and saying, "They got killed and got massacred, never to be seen again." Which Naruto will show his like blood red eyes, which this is where they will be terrified and they will start running away saying, "You Nine-Tails demon." Like pretty much like not calling him Nine-Tails demon, but calling him a demon brat and running away. Which Naruto would just be smiling and saying, "Heh, pussies." This is where Hinata is pretty much looking at Naruto and saying, "Thank you." Which this is where Naruto say, don't mention it, but I should probably tell you, you need to get stronger. You need to improve yourself, and most likely, should pass anyone else. That's all I can say. Don't let anyone, you know, bully you down or make you weak. You're strong enough. I can see it in you. Which this is where Naruto pretty much um, do his little like a little flick on her forehead and tell her to get stronger. And then one day, everybody will fear her and recognize her name. Which this will give Hinata a motivation to get stronger and like to prove her strength and stuff. But this is where Naruto will pretty much yeah, this is where Naruto. This is where we do another time skip, and Naruto will be in the age of uh hmm, gotta make a good age without like fuck up timeline. Oh yeah, the age of 15 for specific reasons. But pretty much this will a 15-year-old Naruto will pretty much just be just starting the academy, and as that's happening, Naruto will be brought in class, and Naruto will just look around, and all the students will be looking at him and stuff. And as they're looking at him, Naruto will just look at them back, and he just will just walk downstairs all casually, normally. And as that's happening, this is where pretty much, in soccer will be pretty much fighting as usual in canon, and fighting for who should sit, next to Sasuke. But um also, girls have been seeing like Naruto, so like girls have been seeing Naruto, and all the girls have been saying Naruto looks cute, he looks sexy, they see Naruto, like, although they know he's the demon, but they call him like the sexy demon and stuff, like in like that way, like the sexy demon and stuff, and all that shit and all that. So they have so Naruto has a fan base too, or his cold demeanor too. And keep in mind, Naruto is strong and intelligent, like very intelligent, smarter than Sasuke, you could say, like a battle strategist and smarts, but and intelligence. But pretty much, Naruto will go sit next to Sasuke to pretty much shut up Sakura, and Sakura will get mad at first, but then she'll see it's Naruto, and she would be like, and Sakura will have a thing for Naruto too, so she would just be like, "Oh, at least it's Naruto." So the sexy demon, she says that, she says, "I won't really mind," and then will pretty much just will sit down too. So they both would just sit down to next together. So Naruto would look at Sasuke, Sasuke would look at Naruto, Naruto would just do a nod and just like look forward, and Sasuke would be, knowing that, like Sasuke would like look at Naruto and remember that he did help out Naruto one time, and maybe Naruto's doing a little bit of a favor of saving him from those two annoying girls, you could say. But pretty much this is where everything goes same, and Aruka will bring out the things to test what they're at, and Naruto passes everybody in a very long shot in a way, such as kunai, the tests and stuff, and this is where they do the training thing. Now everything will go as the same, similar, and all that stuff. It Yeah, like all that stuff, and this is where the fight will commence with Naruto and Sasuke, and this is where, sorry about that. This is where Sas Sasuke and Naruto will do their whole fight thing, and this is where Sasuke will charge at Naruto, and Naruto will just be walking to Sasuke very slowly, like very slowly, not even running at him, like very slowly. This is where Sasuke will like try to combat Naruto with hand to hand combat, but Naruto will just see Sasuke attacks very slowly. Like think of the inbox, like the boxer. Yeah, it'll be like that boxer, the main. Well, he's not really the main protagonist. There's like multiple main protagonists, but he's basically the main protagonist, the main villain protagonist, you want to say. But pretty much he will have that whole sensing to see things very differently. Like time flows differently for him. So pretty much this is where Sasuke would throw his hands at Naruto, and Naruto was just dodge his fists and stuff, and just pretty much just just dodging them, dodging his kicks and stuff, and just blocking half of them, or not even blocking half of them. He's just dodging them, saying, uh, and Naruto is just very bored. He's just like very calm and bored, and he's just not even trying or anything, not even putting effort. This is where pretty much Sasuke will back up, and then he will say, "I've been practicing the jutsu. I hope you like a taste of fire." Which this is where Naruto will look, and he would be intrigued and say, "Okay, this might be a little different. Let's see it up." Which this is where Sasuke would do fireball jutsu at Naruto, which Naruto will look at Sasuke fireball, and it just looks very slow with him. It looks very slow to him, and he's like looking. He's like, "This looks. Is this supposed to be it?" Which Naruto says, should I just like take the hit and then like let Sasuke win so he can get like more fangirls, or should I like smack it away? What should I do? Which Naruto's thinking as the fireball is just coming at him very slowly. To like normal time, it looks like the fireball is going with great speed, but Naruto, to him, it's just very slow. And he's like thinking, and he's thinking. He's like, uh, like, what should I do? Should I just like take the blunt and let him like win, or and build his ego, or should I like what should I do? Which Naruto just be like, I guess I just let him win. Let him have his little fun of becoming the strongest. And Naruto would just let the fireball hit him, and then Naruto would just hit the ground, hit out the ring and just pass out, just like pretend he's out. Which all the girls are cheering, like they was cheering on for both of them, but they was definitely like cheering on Sasuke a little bit more, and they was like, yeah, Sasuke, you beat the sex, like you beat the demon and stuff, and Naruto's like saying, yeah, just give him the praise, whatever. And Naruto would just lay down there, just like acting like he's not. Which Aruka would pretty much be like saying to like Sasuke, saying like, "Hey Sasuke, it was just only supposed to be a hand-to-hand combat, not a whole fireball and type like a whole like fireball and stuff like that." Which Sasuke will say sorry and stuff. We'll just like pout, but he would say sorry to Naruto, and Naruto would just be like, "Eh," and he would just do this, which Sasuke would notice that something's not right with Naruto because as he was looking at Naruto, Naruto was just standing there, not doing anything. And at first Sasuke thought like Naruto was scared, but he starts to take and think and says, "Could Naruto see my attack and he just didn't do nothing about it?" Which Naruto was saying, "Nah." Which Sasuke was saying, "Nah, it couldn't be that." And he would just like be happy and stuff that he beat Naruto because no one can beat Naruto. So he thought he was like, he was at Naruto's level and he beat him, but not really. Not That's not true at all, guys. But pretty much after that, Naruto would be taken into the infirmary, and Naruto wounds would pretty much like heal very fast. And Hinata would come and check on Naruto, and Naruto would just be just like sitting there looking out at the window and looking at the moon and stuff. And Hinata will ask if Naruto okay, and Naruto will look at her and smile and says, "I'm okay. What brought you here to come see me?" Which Hinata starts, blushing and trying to speak and says, I came to see if you're all right." Which Naruto gets up and he just walks to her, and keep in mind he has no shirt on, and he hugs her and saying, "Thank you for worrying about me." Which pretty much she will instantly get red like a tomato and passes out. Now, as that's happening, Naruto pretty much just will smile and just like pretty much have the nurse to just get Hinata and make sure she's okay. But and pretty much have her like be escorted home or taken home. This is where he will head back to his bed until he smells blood. A lot of it. Tons of it. And Naruto will pretty much will head like straight fast. Because keep in mind, Naruto is a full blooded vampire. And not only that, vampire. And And since he haven't had blood or haven't like took any blood, smelling and Naruto would be like hungry, but not as like extremely hungry. But once smelling this blood, this makes him extremely like hungry. Like he needs it. Think of the SpongeBob's like SquarePants like meme saying, "I don't need it. I don't need it," and then he basically says, "I need it." Yeah, that's Naruto right now. He's running with great amass speed. Now, this is where he would see a lot of Uchihas and stuff, like on the ground dead and stuff. And this is where he would start like draining their blood, like absolutely just like taking their blood, like absorbing all their blood and stuff and all that stuff. Now, as he's taking it, I will give him the ability, like kind of on the Netflix series Dracula, with the one scene where when Dracula drains someone's blood, or basically drains their blood and stuff. He will get like their whole heritage, their DNA and stuff, and he will have their stuttering problem, but he will also know their languages and stuff, and all that stuff. I'm gonna give Naruto that too. So Naruto starts draining their blood and all that, and he's getting like knowledge of the information of what has happened, and as he's draining like each and last one of them, because this is like a buffet fest to him. He's taking all their blood and stuff, and he starts getting their whole genetics and everything. He's like feasting off, like it's just a whole bloodbath. Now, as he's looking around to see if it's any more, because he ain't gonna stop. This is where he sees the whole Itachi and Sasuke thing, and this is where Sasuke will get like kicked from afar, and Itachi would like appear again, and he would pretty much say like, "Foolish brother, like I killed the Uchiha clan because I wanted to test my power and stuff, and if you want to reach this power, you have to hate me. You have to get stronger by hatred," which Sasuke would like see all this and stuff, and this is where pretty much Naruto would like see all this from afar. He's like looking, he's saying, "Damn, did he do all this stuff?" This is where Naruto would notice another person looking, and this is where he will see that it's a person with a mask. And this is where Naruto will look at the person, and then the person doesn't know Naruto is there because, like I said, Naruto can hide his shit and can keep completely quiet like it's nothing there. If he wanted to like let out some fear, he can actually like show his presence, but he's not. But pretty much this is where Naruto is pretty much looking and all that stuff, and he's just like looking and looking. He's like saying okay, and this is where Itachi would like do his curls and disappear, and Sasuke would just be like crying, devastated and stuff. And this is where Naruto would feel some type of way and bad about it, and feel like bad for Sasuke, and pretty much will go to Sasuke, and Sasuke would be like crying, and then he would look at Naruto and say, like, what are you doing here? Like, how do you get in here? Which Naruto would just be like saying, like, hey, I'm sorry that what has happened to you. Which Sasuke would like look at Naruto and be in anger, saying, sorry. Sorry that my whole clan just got massacred and stuff, and then Naruto, like Sasuke would have his whole anger at Sasuke, like at Naruto, and pretty much would like punch Naruto in the face, and just like he would like keep attacking Naruto, and Naruto would just let him keep hitting him. This is where Naruto would just like use one of his abilities and just like try to put Sasuke like, well, I could say like pretty much just put Sasuke like under well, pretty much hypnotize Sasuke and make him forget what has happened in this night. Pretty much just easing his pain, of the whole Uchiha massacre. Pretty much just altering his memory, saying that when he came in the Uchiha village, everybody here was like massacred, and he didn't know who did it, and his brother pretty much became missing. His brother was pretty much gone. Pretty much, altering the memory, showing that it was someone else who murdered the Uchiha's thing, and pretty much to make the perfect example, he pretty much showed a person with the mask that he saw with the hair and stuff, and it's Obito, which we all know, and pretty much this is where he will make that person like as the image instead of Itachi, and then pretty much Sasuke will just like will like and then Naruto will also erase the memory that he was there talking to Sasuke. But pretty much other than that, he changed Sasuke's whole memories. So Sasuke will have his edgy and emo demeanor, like, but it won't be as hatred to his brother or anything. It'll be more hatred to the masked person and Obito, you could say. So yeah, it's a little bit as different now, if you could say the least. But pretty much let's continue on. Now, after the whole all that stuff and hearing about the news, this is where Sasuke would have his same demeanor, but he will be a little bit. He won't be a lot more edgy. He will be still as edgy, but he will be like more motivated to kill the man with the mask, with the image that Naruto put in his head, you could say. And there's no change in the memories. No one can't use a genjutsu and stuff and all that stuff to alter the memories and stuff. So it's pretty much different. But pretty much Sasuke will have a cold demeanor and stuff and all that stuff to his fangirls and all that stuff. Um yeah, let's continue. Now pretty much this is like the same in academy. Everything goes the same and stuff. And Naruto will be in the head of the class of everybody else and stuff. And Naruto would give Sasuke that whole, making having Sasuke be first because Naruto really doesn't care about the Rookie of the Year. he knows he's the best, but he likes to toy around and stuff with he, like he says, his playthings. Sasuke is his plaything. Everybody in the village, including Haruza, is his plaything. Like all of them is his plaything. He gets to do whatever he wants, and no one cannot convince him otherwise that it's not right or anything. He treats them all as his little toy thing. If he wants to have a whole war, he can make that happen. He can do it. Naruto's just having Naruto's not doing none of that. You could say of yet. You could say at least, but pretty much this is where Naruto would eventually. This is when Naruto will eventually what happened? Yeah, this is when Naruto eventually, like, the end of the class year, and they have to do like all this test and stuff. Like, this is where Naruto will be, doing the shadow clone test, and Naruto would like do the shadow clone with ease because Kurama can't really do anything with Naruto, can't really mess up Naruto chakra flow, because I'm going to say that the fact Minato will actually use a better seal to actually seal chakra, like seal Kurama inside of Naruto. So Kurama can't like fuck up Naruto's chakra flow. He can't do anything like that. He's completely sealed in there. He can't do nothing. He's just caged in there. He can't even release none of his chakra. He can't do anything to manipulate Naruto at all. And second, Naruto has been really doing perfect with his chakra control. His chakra control is so on point that he can make a chakra, make a keyblade, like a chakra keyblade, or like out his hand, or like do some crazy shit with chakra. You could say his chakra is just on point, 100% on point. Like, so Naruto will create like one shadow clone, and he will create it, and then Aruka would be, saying okay, and then Naruto would just make like the clone into Aruka Sensei, and then Naruto would just go sit down, and then the clone would just be like being acting like Aruka Sensei, saying, "Okay, guys, I'm the real Aruka Sensei. That guy is a fraud," doing all that stuff, which the whole class would be laughing and stuff, and Aruka would be like, "Ah ha ha, Naruto," and I'll dispel it, which Naruto would say, "Okay." Well, Naruto would just pretty much just like disparage it without using hand seals or anything. Now, everything else goes the same, and Naruto will pretty much start walking home and stuff. And Naruto would, sorry about that, but Naruto would look at Sasuke to make sure Sasuke is okay, because like I said, Naruto has saw the massacre of the Uchiha and stuff after he was like draining all the Uchiha's blood and stuff. And I'm gonna say and I should probably tell you, like, Naruto can drain cold blood or warm blood. So if the blood goes cold, he can drain it and take the blood, and he can just make it into warm, or he can just drink cold blood. It doesn't really matter to him. He's a vampire lord, so he can drink cold blood or warm blood. It matters. It doesn't matter to him. But pretty much after he checks on Sasuke, just making sure he's okay. He sees Sasuke walking home. He's like, okay. And he pretty much starts walking home himself. Now, as he's walking home, this is where he will overhear, because Naruto would have super hearing, and pretty much nighttime is like daytime to him, and daytime is pretty much just daytime. He can see at night like it's daytime. So he would like hear, and then he would like go and see who's talking to a student, and he would see it's Mitsuki talking to a student, and pretty much saying like, you thought that was a real test, pretty much telling the student that if he wants to pass, well, no, I'm gonna say a student failed. He pretty much tells the student like, hey, if you want to pass, just go still scroll ceiling, and then pretty much bring it back to him, and he will give him a headband, which the kid will say okay, and then Naruto will know that this kid's getting played like a toy, and Naruto will get pissed off. Not that the kid's getting played as a toy, but he says no one treats anyone like a toy but him, kind of way, kind of sense, like this is his domain. Like, how dare you mess with someone, and think about, trying to get away with, This is where he would pretty much like go to the kid, walk up to the kid and see the kid like going to the Hokage office, and pretty much he would say, hey, which the kid would get scared and say, holy shit, because Naruto can 100% hide his presence and just scare the shit out of you. And pretty much the kid will say, "What do you want?" Which Naruto says, "I overheard about the thing. Mind if I join in and help you out?" Which pretty much the kid will, think about it. He says, he might as well get Naruto's help. And they both steal the scroll ceiling. Now they head to the forest and stuff, and this is where they open it and stuff. And this is where the kid is, learning the thing he's supposed to learn. And Naruto would learn the multi-shot jutsu in canon, but he will also look at the rest of the information because he can read incredibly fast, and he will read everything and have it locked in his brain and saying, "Okay." He said, "You ready?" Which he would say, and which the kid would do the jutsu, and Naruto would do his jutsu, and then they will fist bump, saying, "Yeah, they did it." This is where Miski will come in and pretty much will say in canon like, "Oh, look like the Nine Tails." Like pretty much this is where Aruka, well, me like I'll say Miski throw a shuriken, and Aruka will come in and like rescue them, and pretty much Miski would pretty much say like, "Are y'all kids alright?" Which Naruto would be like, "Yeah, I'm fine." Which the kid would say he was alright. This is where Miski would jump down and pretty much, say, "Huh, so you came, Aruka," since like Aruka, which Aruka would say, "Miski, what you doing?" Which Miski would pretty much say that he didn't want to like kill him, but now he has to kill him too. So now he's gonna kill him and those two kids, and pretty much head to Orochimaru, and which this is where he will pretty much say, "And once I kill Naruto, I can bring Orochimaru the body of the Nine Tails Jinchuriki," which Naruto would look and say, "Nine Tails Jinchuriki? I'm a Nine Tails Jinchuriki?" Which Aruka would say, "No, Naruto," which this is where Mitsuki says, "Oh, shut up, Aruka. You hated him because you lost your family. Lost your family and you was an orphan." Which Aruka was trying to talk, say it's not true, which Naruto would just like look at Aruka and says, "Listen, Aruka, I can see your emotions right through you, and he's not lying. You do have a hatred for me for your loss of your family, but I don't blame you. I would have got mad too if I have to teach a kid who straight up killed my parents, or this thing that's inside of me, whatever you call it, nine tails. I would not look at me the same way too. So I don't blame you for doing that. But you, sir, I'm going to kill you." Which Mitsuki says, "What do you mean?" Like when Mitsuki says, "Huh, a kid like you, a near brat, can kill me?" Which Naruto will say, "Yeah, I'm going to kill you. And I know what I'm gonna do." Which Naruto would make a nasty grin, like a creepy, nasty grin, which Mitsuki would feel unease about it. This is where Naruto will create multi Shao Jutsu and make over like 300 clones for overkill. And this is where he will all his clones will turn into like various animals, like one would turn into a jaguar, like one would turn into a bear, one one would turn into a wolf, one would turn into like a gray wolf, like turning into like dangerous animals, you could say. And Mitsuki will, and then he'll be trapped all around, saying, "Oh shit." This is where the animals will like straight up attack Mitsuki, and Mitsuki will first jump up, and this is where the wolf will like jump on the tree and then like bite Mitsuki on the side, bringing him back down, and this is where all the animals will claw him, bite him, rip him to shreds. Like Mitsuki is screaming, but Naruto is not stopping. He is pretty much biting, like they're ripping him apart, eating the flesh and stuff. And Aruka and the kid is seeing this, and they're terrified. Well, no, pretty much the kid already ran away because Aruka told him to return the scroll back and stuff, and then like try to get back up. But pretty much by the kid when the kid left, Aruka has witnessed everything. He have seen Naruto have all these animals rip Mitsuki to shreds, like ripped him apart, eating his organs, his guts, his heart, pretty much eating everything that they can feast their eyes on. And after it's done, it's just like you could say it's just skeleton, like a skeleton, and that's it. Like they lick the bone clean off, like finger licking good, like finger licking good. All right, that's how much they ate the shit out of him. This is where Naruto will, of course, have a little blood left, and he will lick the blood, saying, "Ah, that was justified." And pretty much Naruto will look at her. Aruka and tell and pretty much mind control, like manipulate or like mind control him and say what you saw was nothing. You have not saw nothing, which Aruka pretty much would be caught hypnotized, and plus Naruto will figure out that he can use the Sharingan due by draining the blood of the Uchiha, so he would pretty much use the Sharingan as well. Plus with his hypnotizing thing, he pretty much makes it like no one can like break under the Genjutsu. So if he wanted someone to be under his Genjutsu and serve only him, he can do that. But pretty much this is where Naruto would like hypnotize him and say, Aruka Sensei, what you saw last night was just two students pretty much having the scroll ceiling, and Mitsuki was trying to attack until he pretty much tried to attack you, and you pretty much had to do what you did and kill him. And he pretty much made him run, and that's it. Which Ruka would say that, and pretty much Naruto just head home. And this is where I'm sorry about that, guys, but this is where pretty much the next day will come, and the teams will be decided. Now, all teams will be the same as original, of course, in canon, except for oh, I should probably tell you who's Rookie of the Year. Sasuke became Rookie of the Year because Naruto just didn't care about the Rookie of the Year, so yeah. But also, what else? So, yeah, Naruto became second, so yeah. But pretty much this is where the teams will be decided, and this is where the teams will all be different because Naruto was not on the lowest, and the only person who was like not at the lowest, I would say like Kimaru or like all that, but pretty much the teams would be different, and Team 7 would be Sasuke, Hinata, and Sasuke. Why? Because spicy reasons. But pretty much this is where as it's all happening. Naruto will be pretty much looking like pretty much will be like lucky at Hinata, and Hinata would be a little bit more different in this canon. She wouldn't be much as shy or anything. Well, she would be as shy to Naruto, but like when it comes to like fighting and stuff, her shit is like really strong. Like Hinata has been really like training up to the point where she's like at a little bit at the higher edge of Neji. Because keep in mind, Neji, he believes in the natural talent, so he just believes that like, hey, I'm stronger than all the Hyuga members. I was born with natural talent. It's my destiny to become the Hyuga branch. I don't need to train that much. Fuck what you mean. Hinata, fuck you, and all that stuff. Basically like that. But Hinata has been basically on her shit and training and stuff. So Hinata, if we're gonna say comparison, I just speak of it after the I'm going all the way up to the Chunin exam, so I might as well just go. So pretty much this is where all teams get collected by the senseis and stuff, and Naruto would pretty much just be sitting there with. Man, I hate yawning, but this is where pretty much Sasuke, Hinata, and Naruto would be waiting for Kakashi Sensei, and Naruto would just be like sitting there, pretty much chilling and stuff, and just like very a little tired, and he would just close his eyes and sleep. This is where he would pretty much lay on Hinata's lap, and pretty much saying, ah, let me just use you as a pillow until he comes in, which pretty much Hinata in her head is like really happy that Naruto is like laying on her lap, but at the same time she's like ready to pass out, but she keeps it in, keeps calm and stuff. And Naruto's just sleeping on her lap, just like absolutely treating it like a pillow. And Naruto's not heavy; he's light as a feather, so it doesn't really hurt Hinata or like hurt her legs or anything. So Naruto's just sleeping and stuff, and this is where Kakashi will, come in, and this is where he will see the team. This is where he will see Sasuke pretty much just like waiting, and he will pretty much look at Hinata. Hinata's like blushing red, and Naruto's pretty much just like laying on her lap, and he's like just sleeping. And Kakashi will be like, weird, interesting team, but weird. And pretty much will tell him to go up on the rooftop. This is where, of course, Naruto will be already up on the rooftop with great speed and be before ahead of anyone else. Now this is where pretty much everything will go the same. Hinata pretty much says she wants to become a strong person and pretty much to be stronger and become the leader of the branch of the Hyuga. This is where pretty much Sasuke will uh, say his pretty much same demeanor, but his will be a little bit different, saying he wants to kill the person the person in the orange mask, which Kakashi will get intrigued about this, but Naruto already like know what he means, and he just doesn't do anything about it. He doesn't even like look at Sasuke or anything. He's just like saying, "I'm glad that it's working fine." Which this is where it goes up to Naruto. Now Naruto pretty much gets up and says, "Hi, my name is Naruto Uzumaki, and my goals, yeah, I don't really have much goals. Well, other than that, to find out my true heritage. I don't know, maybe that, I guess." Which Naruto says nonchalantly. This is where he says, uh, "My dislikes, not really much, unless someone's trying to play someone as as a toy or a puppet. Then I really get pissed off because, well, you don't want to know." Which Sasuke would get intrigued, and Hinata and also Kakashi. But this is where he also says, uh, and my dream, I don't know, nothing much. Eh. And he just pretty much goes back. And this sits back, which Kakashi's like saying, okay. And pretty much he would say, tomorrow's gonna be build test, don't eat, or you're gonna puke. Which pretty much he disperses, which everybody starts leaving and going. This is where Naruto pretty much will go to Hinata and say, "Hey Hinata, wanna train? Or wanna like hang out or something?" Which Hinata would look at Naruto and says, "Hang out?" Which Naruto smiles and says, "Yeah, you wanna like go someplace to eat or something? Or, what do you wanna do?" Which Hinata says, "No, we can hang out and stuff." And Naruto and Hinata would just go and start hanging out and stuff or going out to eat. Now, this is where Naruto will be eating out with Hinata and stuff, and they'd be talking, enjoying their time and stuff and all that. And this is where Naruto will have Hinata come over his house. Now, this is not going to be an 18x part for this part specifically, because I'll tell you why in a second. Trust me, it's going to get spicy, but not right now. Pretty much, this is where Naruto would invite Hinata at the house and stuff, and they will have a time and stuff, and this is where it will get late, you could say. This is where Hinata's about to go home, but this is where Naruto will make his move on Hinata and pretty much kiss her on the lips. This is where Hinata will, blush really hard and say, Naruto, which Naruto would pretty much, make his move, talk his, smirk, his fly language and stuff, and say, like, he pretty much, hit her with that, beautiful eye, unique red, unique eyes, like ruby, and says, like, she's the most beautiful girl he haven't seen before, hitting her with all those beautiful coats and stuff. And this is where, he's making out with her and stuff, and this is where he goes down to the neck and he bites her neck. Now, of course, Hinata will feel this, but she wouldn't really like fight back because Naruto already got her in that trance of like, of all that, stuff. And also with his unique aura of like putting that charm of like lovey dovey around in the air and shit. So pretty much he's biting down her neck and stuff, and she's pretty much, embracing it in Elise, and Naruto wouldn't really kill her, but he would turn her into some say of a vampire underling, you could say. So he can like have extra eyes and ears, you could say, and start creating his a vampire army. You could say like the unique vampire army and stuff. Why is he doing this? Well, I should probably tell you why he's doing this. Back when he was reading the scroll of sealing, he saw a hidden message and a letter note that pretty much says to him that, well, pretty much he can only read, which the kid was saying, like, what the hell is this? And why can I not read it? But Naruto was the only one who can read it, which Naruto saw the letter and saw that it's a letter for Kanehurst Castle, but he didn't open it. He just took it with him. Later, after that night, he opened up the letter and he saw what it is, and it pretty much says, you know, a whole letter saying like, if you're reading this, congratulations, you are that of the vampire noble, and Kanehurst Castle and family of the Kanehurst Castle and stuff. This is where he will read the rest and stuff and says that whenever he needs the carriage to come, just call upon it by putting your blood on this note, and it will take you to Kanehurst Castle. Which Naruto didn't do it, but he keeps it in mind. Which he doesn't know what it is, but he will go there soon when the time is right. Now, this is where Naruto. Let's switch back to Naruto right now. Naruto is pretty much, biting Hinata and draining her blood. But this is where he would get her genetics and stuff, and pretty much will have the Byakugan forming his eyes, and unforming, which he's pretty much saying. He pretty much lets go and pretty much just like picks her up, and he pretty much flies with wings, bat wings, and just like take her to the Hugo compound without being noticeable. This is where he would pretty much like put her in her bed and pretty much just get out of there, you could say. Now the next day, Hinata will have like a bandage on her neck and stuff, but she will look much different as a unique aura, as her eyes would be like not as white anymore but red, and her hair will be a little bit dark, to say the least. A little bit dark, but yeah. No, her hair will be same, but like her eyes will be like red, and she will have like sharp teeth, but like it wouldn't be showing yet. Well, she wouldn't really be showing it, but like other than that, she will be coming in, and pretty much she will go next to Naruto and pretty much just like, and I'm gonna kind of make it like a little bit of Vampire Diaries of like if the person had an effect, like had a love interest into you before they died and stuff, like their hormones and emotion will like spike up upwards like a little bit higher. So her whole tribe getting stronger, and also like liking Naruto or actually loving Naruto will actually get higher. Like the spike of love and stuff will be higher, like much higher than an average human. So this is where she will pretty much, see Naruto and say Naruto-kun and pretty much run up to him and, hug him, like pretty much hug his arm and stuff and just like be right beside him. Which of course Sasuke would like look at Naruto, and Naruto would just be like, looking at Sasuke, and Sasuke would just be like, whatever, and just look away. Which this is where Hinata would just be like up next to Naruto like that. Now this is where they would be waiting and stuff, and Naruto will be like, they will pretty much be waiting and stuff. And Naruto will pretty much will sense a heartbeat. Like Naruto power will get more stronger, and he can sense like heartbeats and stuff. And Naruto can sense Kakashi heartbeat, and it's in a tree. This is where Naruto will pretty much like go to Kakashi and pretty much punch the tree and making Kakashi fall down. This is where Naruto will look at Kakashi and say, Kakashi, you're late again, right? Which Kakashi would be like, ah, yes. And Naruto would just be like, come on, let's go. Which this is where Naruto would drag Kakashi. Well, not really drag Kakashi, but just like have Kakashi come back to them. Now, this is where Kakashi would talk about the bell test and stuff, and pretty much explain that there's only two bells, which Naruto would have the higher sense and know that this is about using teamwork, and pretty much will tell, and well, pretty much not tell anyone, but he will have a link with Hinata, which Hinata will hear Naruto in her head, and Naruto will say, this is about using teamwork, Hinata. Now let's see what you're good at. Which Hinata will just be like blushing and just be like, yeah, right. Which this is where of course Naruto will just be like, all right. Well, this is where Kakashi will be like, all right, are you marked set go? And they also will scatter. And Naruto will scatter too. Well, not really. Naruto will just be standing there. Now, as that's happening, Kakashi will look at Naruto, and Kakashi will be like, another idiot, as Kakashi's thinking. This is where Naruto was just like straight up this um trans like use like transfer into a wolf, like create a shadow clone, and then he will pretty much like have that shadow clone charge at Kakashi, which Kakashi would pretty much just disperse the shadow clone. But as he's dispersing the shadow clone, he'll see a like a black panther, black lep like leopard or black panther. Yeah, sorry, black panther. Which this is where Kakashi will like get like say where the what where did this come from? Which this is where the black leopard would charge at Kakashi, which Kakashi would dispose of it with quick ease and stuff. And this is where he would throw a kunai at the leopard. With the black leopard would pretty much like run away, and Kakashi's like saying, "What the?" Which this is where Naruto would just be right under the tree and looking down at Kakashi, and Kakashi wouldn't notice that Naruto's right behind him down at the tree. And this is where Naruto would get a sneak attack and pretty much just pretty much like attack Kakashi and pretty much will get the upper hand off Kakashi. Kakashi being very confused and unaware what the hell is happening, he'll pretty much get a couple. Naruto will get like fast like punches on Kakashi like faster than the eye can see and punching the shit out of Kakashi with fast reflexes, which Kakashi can't do anything because he doesn't have his Sharingan out. He's getting punched like a punching bag. This is where uh Sas Naruto will kick Kakashi far back and Hinata will come in. And this is where Hinata will use the technique of Triton 64 Palm because since Hinata is a vampire and her whole like power got boosted, you could say, or we're gonna say like power or strength got boosted by becoming a vampire, she will learn skills more faster and perfect them more easier without even having a problem with it. So this is where Hinata will use the Trincell 64 Palm on Kakashi and cancel a lot of like cut off all his chakra points and kick kick he kick well Hinata will kick Kakashi back to Naruto. Now Naruto will hit Kakashi with the same technique again and use the Byakugan, which Hinata is shocked that Naruto has, and also Kakashi, and he would do the same thing too, but like make it like 75 palms and do it like much quicker and hit Kakashi with it again, can't like completely hurting him and pretty much pushing Kakashi in the middle. This is where, of course, Naruto would yell out to Sasuke to now Sasuke, which Sasuke would say, "Don't tell me what to do," and he would shoot a fireball at Kakashi, which Kakashi can't even get out of get out of, and will get hit by it. Now, of course, this is a clone of Kikashi. Nah, this is not a clone because yeah, it's not a clone. But pretty much Kakashi will get hit by a fireball and get sent flying back. Now, as he gets sent flying back, this is where he's like hardly can stand and stuff. All his chakra points has been cut off, so he can't really do anything. And as you know, he's trying to get back up. Naruto would like give one bell to Hinata and give one bell to like Sasuke. And Naruto say, "Well, we got the bells from you, and I'm just going to go back to the academy now." And Hinata's basically like denying it and say like, "No, wait, Naruto-kun, you can just have my belt. It's okay. I can stay back." And all that stuff. And she's trying to like make sure Naruto passed because, like I said, her emotions is amplified by like two times higher. So yeah, but this is where Kakashi was saying, "No, no, y'all pass," and he briefly explained about teamwork and the whole speech and stuff like that. So after all that, the Team Seven is decided that they pass and stuff, and Naruto will pretty much will just start to head home. Now, as he headed home, this is where Hinata would pretty much follow Naruto and pretty much say, "Can they hang out or do something?" Which Naruto would like say okay, and then pretty much Naruto would just take Hinata back at the house so they can hang out and stuff. Now, let's say like the next day. Well, I'll say this will be the couple of days because Kashi said that he needs to rest for a couple of days after what they just gave him a little bit of a smackdown. So he says that for them to take a couple of days of rest while he, rests too. Now, this is where we're gonna say the next day. Naruto will pretty much have it at nighttime, and he'll pretty much like cut his hand and pretty much let the blood drop on the note thing. Now this is where a carriage will appear, and Naruto will pretty much hop like we'll see the carriage and it will say to come in, which this is where Sasuke will notice, and he will pretty much be intrigued with what Naruto's doing. This is when Naruto will notice Sasuke, and Naruto will pretty much tell Sasuke to come out, which Sasuke would, and Naruto would say, Sasuke, would you like to come with me? I didn't want to go by. I was about to go by myself, but since you're here, you'll be, you know, perfect for this. So come on. Which Sasuke will be like saying, where is he going to? Which Naruto says, just come on, man. What are you, scared? Which Sasuke will get frustrated and be like, all right, and hop in with Naruto. Now, this is where the carriage will be like going, and Naruto would like not look out of the currents, and Sasuke will be intrigued and try to look out the currents. And as he's looking out, he sees nothing. And Naruto will be like, and Sasuke will be like, "What? I don't see nothing." Which Naruto's saying like, "Well, we're about to be there in a minute, so just wait." Which, as that's happening, this is where they will be ending up in the Canehurst Castle. Which, as they're looking, they see a whole cold castle and stuff, like frozen and all that stuff. Which this is where Naruto will get out the carriage, and Sasuke doesn't have the right material. Will be a little bit shivering. This is where Naruto will pretty much give Naruto, well, not give Naruto, give Sasuke like an outfit so he can like handle the winter, and pretty much they will start going. Now this is where um Sasuke will ask if Naruto's cold, and Naruto says, "Nah, he's not really cold," and they start heading. Now as they're heading, this is where like Naruto can see something, like at the like see something, like see things, and he's like saying, "Oh goodness," which Sasuke says, "Goodness what?" Which Naruto says, "Just get behind me. This might not be a safe castle." Which Sasuke is like right behind Naruto. Now this is where Naruto opened up the thing, open up the door, and this is where he will see the castle. Now this is where he will see a lady, like one of the presents, just like cleaning the floor and stuff. Like he sees the presents cleaning up the floor and stuff, and he will see the noble women. And I'm gonna make the noble women look different. They're not gonna look like the Bloodborne noble women with their throat cut and stuff, and they're screaming and all that stuff. But they will look like you could say like unique night ghost of nobles, not like actually dead. Like I all right. Now I would make them like vampire nobles, but like they would be like nobles with the blood art, you could say, but not with their throat cuts and stuff. But they're pretty much like there, you know, just like they're moving quarters and stuff, moving around and stuff. This is I'm gonna say this is where like the nobles and stuff are like fixing quarters and making sure everything's clean and stuff. Now this is where they would look at Naruto, and Naruto would look at them, and this is where one of the nobles will talk, and we're gonna say it's a male noble, and he says, "What are you doing here? Like, huh? I see you like one of us, but what is that mortal doing here?" Which Sasuke, which they look at Sasuke. Now this is where their teeth will be showing sharp and stuff, and like one of their teeth will be showing, and Naruto will say, well, I actually had an envelope and it says that I'm one of y'all, so I came to just find out. Which this is where the nobles would be like, huh, I see. Well, we don't know if you're really one of us. The only person who can tell you that is the queen, which she's trapped by a by a thing, by a person, which y'all know if y'all play Bloodborne, but pretty much he says the name of it, and Naruto says, "All right, then I just go meet up with the queen then." And pretty much the nobles are laughing, saying, "Good luck with that." The last noble who tried to free our queen got killed and got turned into ice and shattered, or turned into a statue, which he showed one of like half of the nobles here got turned into statues and stuff. And Naruto says, "Man, he'd be fine." Now, as he's going, he's pretty much going in and stuff and all that stuff. And this is where Naruto will pretty much, walk around in the castle and stuff. And this is where he will see like this is where he will see like the library and stuff. And Sasuke will like open up the books and stuff, and he can't read none of the shit. And Sasuke says, "How come I can't read none of this? Like, what is this?" Which this is where Naruto will look and he says, "What are you talking about? I can read it." And Naruto is probably saying, "Oh, this is probably part of the noble blood. Since you're not like, well, I guess us, you won't be able to read none of this shit." As Naruto laughs. But pretty much as that's happening, Naruto will pretty much and Sasuke will meet up to the rooftop, and they will meet up with the person that is trapping the queen. Now, this is where a whole fight will begin, and Sasuke will get into a fighting position, pulling out his kunai and stuff. And this is where Naruto will pretty much help out Sasuke. Now, with Naruto will be putting in a couple more hits in and stuff, and creating clones and stuff, and he will use some chakra. Like, Naruto won't really die from overusing chakra or anything because he's a vampire, so like a vampire lord, so he can just regenerate chakra. But Naruto begins, helping out Sasuke and stuff using, you know, clones and stuff, and using like some unique warrior styles and stuff, and fighting with, and begins to like trying to see if this guy have chakra, and this guy does have chakra, but it's not as big. It's he doesn't have, he only has like unique magic or something like that, or using unique something like that. This is where pretty much Sasuke will use the fireballs, shoot fireballs at him, and the fireballs would create three direct hits to him, which it would damage him, but it wouldn't damage him enough. This is where Naruto will, head for the killing blow and pretty much go straight for the heart, piercing straight through him to the heart. And this is where he will have the heart, and pretty much he will just crush it. But the blood, he did get some of the blood, so he will have the stuff. But after killing it, this is where the weather will stop going crazy, and the snow and all that shit just stop going crazy and stuff, and it begins to stop doing heavy snow, and it just stops going crazy like that. It just goes all normal. And it stops melt, like the weather starts changing and stuff, and ice is like melting and all that stuff. This is where, as that's happening, Naruto and Sasuke will head into the castle, and this is where they will see the queen. And for Naruto, as you could say, as a vampire lord, which it's forbidden in Canehurst, but since like everything with the hell, vampire lords is like the rules are like fucked. So basically, as Naruto's come in, this is where like the queen of Canehurst, the queen and stuff, and she's pretty much by herself, and she has the the cage thing, like covering her head and stuff, and she pretty much says, "Who has come to this castle?" Which this is where she noticed Naruto and his power. So she will only look at Sasuke and says, "I want you to kneel." Which Sasuke will, and Naruto will nod at him to tell him to kneel, and he will kneel. Which she says, "Okay, my name is," say her name and stuff, and she says she is the queen of the Canehurst Castle, and she will look at Naruto, and Naruto pretty much will talk to her and says like, "So, are we like related or somehow?" Because it says only like nobles and from Canehurst Castle, like nobles can like come here, which pretty much this is where she would say yes and no. Like, she's not his mother, but she's the queen, but pretty much she is not strong. He is the stronger than her. He's the vampire lord, and before there was a queen, there was a lord, and the queen took down the lord, and the nobles followed her rule, didn't want to. like they're all was blood, like pure blooded and stuff. Half pure blooded, but like the pure blooded can make like vampire lords by just giving up their power to another vampire to make a vampire lord. But they didn't have the need to do that. So she pretty much says that he's a vampire lord, and he's technically the king of the nobles and stuff because of his strength. This is where Naruto will say, "Oh, okay," and he will pretty much talk to her some more. And this is where she will explain to him that the castle was like gone for a lot of years and stuff. It was covered up in snow, and anyone who did try to come here couldn't really come because well, there's one thing simple. Um, the bridge the bridge was really cut off, so only a carriage can only like this magical carriage can like go back and forth across dimensional ways, you could say, or do a magical way, which that's how Sasuke is like understands a little bit more, but still confused. This is where she also explains that she has a child, and pretty much her child is not being born yet because she haven't been having any like blood or anything to pretty much give her the strength to give her baby the strength to give birth. Which Naruto will say, how come your face is covered up? Which she'll explain that the cleric or the church had pretty much sealed her face away, so she couldn't really do anything and stuff, just to mock her. Which this is where Naruto will feel bad, like not feel like he wouldn't really feel bad, but he would be like, "Yo, that's kind of fucked up," and he would just get close to her helmet and just like take it off, and it would have like some unique magic binding to it. But Naruto is like strong, so he breaks through it. Now, after he breaks through it, he pretty much sees her face, and it's a beautiful queen, like a you could say hands down beautiful woman. And she says, "So you freed me from this. Now I can see you a little bit more clearly. Huh? You look like just like your father." Which she pretty much says, Minato. Which Naruto says, "You know that I'm my father." Which she pretty much says, "Yes, he was my right hand man, my most loyal knight noble, who fought. But when the Kayanhurst castle was going down the ruin and stuff, I told him to fled and to make and have the nobles to rise again. The Kanehurst nobles rise again and stuff, and spread on the lineage, if it's a long lineage. But pretty much as that's she's talking about it. This is where she pretty much says, "Nah, as that is happening, I might as well do this." And she pretty much like used like her a little bit of her power to like let know of all the Kanehurst nobles and stuff that had fled and left to come back home. Which keep in mind they all around, and some is just like on ships, living on ships and stuff, and just like only travel to land to only feast and stuff, and then like go, like yeah, they pretty much, but they're coming back home now after they heard of the news that the queen is free and stuff from her cage imprisonment and stuff, and the curse is lifted that was sealing their castle away. But Naruto is pretty much is getting thanked by the queen, and she pretty much says, "Is it anything that you want? Name it." Which Naruto pretty much says, it's not really nothing. I just wanted to know my heritage. But thanks for letting me know." Which this is where Naruto will tell Sasuke to get up and well, this is where Sasuke will already be up, and he just tells Sasuke, "Let's go back to the Leaf Village before anyone suspect that we left." Which the queen pretty much says that Naruto is always welcome here. This is his home as well, and he's pretty much have the same precision as his father, but not as the same. He has a higher precision. So if anything happens to her, he will be the next leader. But we all know she's immortal. So yeah, Naruto and Sasuke will head back to the carriage and pretty much travel back to Leaf Village, and the carriage will pretty much let them out. And Naruto and Sasuke will hop out, and no one didn't see them, and the carriage will just go. Now, as Naruto's about to go home, Sasuke stops him and says that he didn't know he was a vampire lord or like that of the highest noble. Which Naruto says, "I didn't know either. Oh well," and he just pretty much just goes home. Which Sasuke is like even more confused than Naruto is saying, "Huh." But next day, this is where they start doing missions and stuff, and the missions go much faster because Naruto, he doesn't really like waiting and stuff, so he would just like help elders. Like they will pass the record of a lot of D missions, you could say. But pretty much this is where Naruto will get bored and get and have it like beneath him and bored, and pretty much will go to Hiruzen like with quick speed, and before Team Seven can come in, and he pretty much will talk to Hiruzen and saying, "Old man Hiruzen," or he'll pretty much say like Lord Hiruzen with like a respectful manner because Naruto knows the respectful manner and stuff, but he knows that he can easily clap Hiruzen if he wanted to. But pretty much this is where actually Hiruzen, yeah, I mean Hiruzen will give a good much of a fight, but Naruto will still slap him in a way. But pretty much this is where Naruto would talk with Hiruzen and just pretty much ask him for a higher mission, and said that these missions are pretty much just boring and he wants a higher mission. Which Hiruzen says that he doesn't know if their team is ready for a higher mission, which this is where Naruto would get bored and just hypnotize Hiruzen and give him a mission, a higher mission, which Hiruzen would give him the C mission to protect Tazuna. Now, of course, Team 7 will come in and, Hiruzen will call in Tazuna, and Tazuna will look at the team and says, these people are going to protect me. Now, I should probably tell you what Naruto looked like. Naruto will have the prestige of a... Oh, hey. I am sorry, guys. This video might be 2 hours long, give or take, but let's continue. So, what was I at? Oh, yeah. So, basically, Tazuna comes in. Yeah, Team 7 comes in right after, like, Tazuna comes in. And basically, Tazuna will look at the team, and he will say, these kids are going to protect me. Oh, I should probably... That's what I forgot. Yeah, so what does Naruto look like? Naruto will have the whole Kanehurst outfit attire of the noble armor set, you could say, with the whole noble, like, unique outfit with the boots and stuff. And he will also have the whole unique... yeah, he will just have the whole unique style of the noble. He will look like that of a noble, you could say. And have the little, like, one long robe right by the side covering up his arm. You could say like that. So he would look like a noble. But pretty much, and his chest, a little bit of his chest will be showing out. But yeah, he's that of noble, you could say. But pretty much this is where... What happened? Yeah, this is where pretty much Tarzan will look at the team and says, these people is going to protect me, which... He's pretty much saying, he's trash talking. Hinata saying Hinata's looking like she's useless and stuff. And before, like, Naruto doesn't say anything because Hinata looks at him with a fierce Byakugan, and the Byakugan looks much different now. Like, her Byakugan will will be showing, but like it's like more like menacingly now. But pretty much she'll look at him in anger because, like I said, her emotions is higher up. 2 times higher. Keep in mind, and Sasuke wouldn't really do anything, but Naruto would just look at him and just be like, "Hey, if you think we can't protect you, we don't have to do this," Which Zabuza, well, not Zabuza, Tazan would be like, "Whatever," okay, and just like, go out. This is where they start packing all their stuff and all that, and they start heading out. Now, as they're heading out, this is where Naruto is just, being regular, strolling and stuff, and the whole Team 7 is doing that. Until Hinata will tell everybody to hold up, and Naruto will already know the two demon brothers is underneath the water because, like I said, he can sense heartbeat. And he would have some good sensory of chakra and stuff, so he would know that, those demon brothers are there, but he wouldn't say anything. Hinata would definitely know and say, there's two people in the water. And they will pretty much, then enough, the two demon brothers will come out. Now, when they're coming out, they're charging at Kakashi. And they will assumedly, kill Kakashi as in, think they kill Kakashi as in canon. Which, this is where Sasuke and Hinata will come out. Well, more like Hinata will go out and just like straight up dispose of the guys, not killing them, but just like canceling that chakra point so they can't do nothing. As that's happening, this is where pretty much Kakashi will come out and say like, good job Hinata," and telling his team good job because, but Kakashi would tell like Sasuke and will tell Naruto to tell Naruto and Sasuke to use a little bit more teamwork. With Naruto would be like, nah, she had it. If anything happened, I would have helped her. Which Sasuke would just not say anything. Now, as that's happening, they continue going and stuff, and this is where a thick frog will come in, and this is where Naruto will notice already to like Haku and Zabuza, but he will keep quiet and let Hinata, see, and Hinata will like be the alert and say, "There's two people here," and pretty much say that, and they're pretty much coming at us. Well, one of them coming at us. This is where Kakashi would tell everybody to duck, except for Naruto. Naruto would just pretty much have the sword swing right in his chest, like get thrown right in his chest, and he would get hit by the tree. Which Naruto would look at the sword, it's in his chest. He's like, oh, damn. Which this is where Zabuza would like hop on the sword while it's still in Naruto and in the tree and say, huh, if anyone else wants to live, you better. Which before he know it, Hinata's already in hitting, like absolutely whooping the shit out of him by hitting him all with chakra points, like just absolutely fucking him up with the six ground second form and going beyond that, you could say. Now, as that's happening, like Zabuza get pushed back and he can't use none of his chakra. All his chakra points been cut off, and he can't do nothing. And he's like, "What the?" Which this is where Hinata says, "You killed him. You killed him," which she's like, very furious. Like her emotions is like uncontrollable right now. She is outraged that Naruto, she thinks that Naruto just got murdered, you could say. But Naruto's not murdered. He's just sleeping right now while the sword is stuck inside of him because he's that, could say a little bit lazy of that Shikamaru of trying to pull the sword out. But pretty much Naruto looks like he's dead and stuff. And Sasuke, thinks that Naruto's dead. Begins to, cry. Well, do a little bit of tears, and he will start to activate his Sharingan into the, say, 3 Tomoe state. Like, not 1, not 2, but 3 Tomoe state due to, like, his comrade dying, and he was too weak to do anything. And he will pretty much get into a fighting stance too, and he will shoot a fireball at Zabuza, which Zabuza can't do nothing right now. And he gets hit by it. He now is about to charge and go for the finishing blow to kill him until Haku would come in with the clutch, hitting him with the 1-2 symbol knees in the neck, giving him the Chaluk combo in the throat, and he went down to the ground. Now, as that's happening, Haku pretty much is, thanking them for, like, taking out Zabuza while she does the rest, and, she pretty much goes off. Now, as that's happening, this is where, they take the sword out of Naruto, and Naruto's hitting the ground. And Naruto's just, like, there, and then Hinata's, like, absolutely crying, upset, that Naruto's gone and stuff, and Sasuke too. But this is where Naruto opens up his eyes again and says, why y'all guys crying? I just went to sleep. Which Hinata immediately starts, running to Naruto, hugging him, kissing him on the cheek, saying that don't ever scare us like that again. I thought you was dead. I thought I lost you. Which Sasuke is like also mad too at Naruto, and Naruto's just like smiling at them, saying, "Don't worry, nothing can really kill me. I'm immortal." Which Naruto will give him like a little thumbs up and smile, which they do a little bit of a laugh, little laugh at that goofiness, including Kakashi. But they pretty much start continuing forward and stuff, and they pretty much make it to Tazuna house. Now, Kakashi really didn't really fight, so he wouldn't really lose any chakra or anything. So he would start to have the team go out to train for chakra control and stuff and all that. But Naruto wouldn't really get the training because Naruto can already walk on water without like actually like needing chakra or not. Well, he can walk on water with ease, and he could walk on trees. So Naruto will be helping out Sasuke and Hinata more with their chakra control and stuff, and you know, and helping out with Hinata also with her whole blood control, her whole like vampire like control for blood and stuff. Because Hinata, keep in mind, Hinata is a fresh new vampire, so her blood like for Feast for Blood will be strong. So Naruto will be like feeding her his blood and making sure she's okay. Making sure she's like containing her blood loss and stuff, and her Feast for Blood because she can't control it like that. But pretty much after all that, this is where sorry, this is where pretty much Naruto would do some original mechanic and meet up with Haku. Now Naruto would meet Haku, and I'm gonna make Haku a female for specific reasons. And Naruto would meet with Haku, and they would have they talk and stuff. But this is where Naruto would use his charm and stuff, and begin to make his move away with Haku. Now Haku will pretty much will say what is Naruto doing. When Naruto begins to make a kiss, you know, make out with her, which Haku is trying to back away, but she can't for some reason. She says like this feels good. Now things lead for another, and Naruto's already going down on Haku's neck and biting it down. Now this is where as he bites Haku's neck down, he begins to turn Haku into a vampire. You could say a scene release. Now after all that, this is where Naruto will get her genetics and stuff, and also get like her memories of Zabuza and stuff, and realize that these two are working together. They're in cahoots, you could say. And he will begins to smile and realize that he got something else new, and it's Haku's Ice Kinky Kenkai. And this is where he smiles and says, "Huh, this should be in great use. You should serve me very well." Now, after all that, this is where Haku will wake back up, and Naruto will have Haku like on laying on him, and Haku she will be blushing, saying, uh, which Naruto will pretty much look at Haku and say, "I got a task for you." Which she gets up and says, "Anything, Lord Naruto," which she's full under Naruto's control now. This is where Naruto will be like smiling and saying, "This shall be fun." And this is where the plan will start off. Now, as everything goes the same, and we're going to get to the bridge battle arc now. Now, this is where Naruto would um pretty much find Gato. Well, pretty much Haku will like come back to Naruto, and as like the bridge is almost getting done, and Haku will pretty much tells what's gonna happen right now, and Naruto pretty much says to take me to where his Gato is, and Naruto will find Gato. Now immediately Naruto will know Gato is like the dark guy. He's like the villain. The dark guy who has all information on anyone, and Naruto begins to like pretty much turn Gato not into actually he will pretty much just like turn Gato into a vampire, you could say, seem to have like information and stuff lead to him so he can know everything and what's going on around because he's the black market guy. Now, this is where of course Gato would get turned into a vampire, and Gato wouldn't be like as strong or special or anything, but he will just be a vampire. And he would pretty much Naruto would tell him everything about why he's doing this and stuff, and Gato would like explain the whole situation, and Naruto would be like, "I do want this mission to go easy, and I do want to have Zabuza to work underneath me, so I want you to do this." Which Naruto begins to tell Gato what to do. Now, this is where Gato will, nod and say, "Yes, Lord Naruto," and begins to, like, initiate the plan and stuff. Now, this is where Zabuza will be called back, and Zabuza will say, "Did you call Gato?" And Naruto pretty much be right behind Zabuza and bite Zabuza in the neck too, turning him into a vampire and stealing his, you know, stuff, and also gaining his power and knowledge of everything, of what he, and knows that he was part of the legendary seven swordsmen and stuff, and all that stuff, which he already explained the stuff, but Naruto got, more information and stuff. This is where Naruto begins to, like, have his Zabuza fall on the ground and stuff, and just pretty much say, all right, now let's finish this mission. Now, after all that, this is where the bridge is like getting created and stuff, and like Gato will appear as in Canyon and stuff, and with all his henchmen. But this is where Gato would, like, do a bow and go to like Tarzan, saying he is sorry for what he has done and that he has hurt this village and stuff, and he will do better. He will make this right and do better. And he begins to start, having like bringing out like only a couple money, not a lot of money, but only having a couple money, giving it to like Tarzan and giving it to him so he can like pay back the ninjas and for the services, and saying that he has changed a man and he realizes his mistakes and stuff. And he begins to say like this bridge should be named like the Great Naruto, and Tarzan will be confused of why Gato's being all kind and stuff, but he will, take the money and stuff. And Gato says that he will, make sure this village is safe and stuff and defend the people instead of, being a dictator and stuff. Now, this is where, it'd be named the Great Naruto Bridge, but no one doesn't die because Naruto is making an army, you could say, a vampire army. Now, and I know what y'all guys going to be asking in the comments. Does he turn like Gato Man, like henchmen, all of them into vampires and stuff? Well, yes. Why not? That's more of an army as well. So pretty much after all of that, Naruto would pretty much head back with Team Seven, and Zabuza and Haku would pretty much be, beneath in the shadows. That serves pretty much Naruto, you could say. But pretty much, yeah. Sorry about that. But let's continue. So yeah, Naruto pretty much has back and stuff, and Naruto is pretty much just um well, Naruto pretty much like goes to Hiruzen and stuff, and Hiruzen's pretty much hears that Naruto like the mission went as success, and it was a little bit more higher, so they get paid much higher, realizing that it's a C than a like a like not a C, that it's more of a A rank mission, so they get paid rightfully. So yeah, but pretty much this is where Naruto would head home, and this is where Haku and Zabuza would like come out, right? And since Haku and Zabuza is you could say that of a care for each other, they're Naruto will look at them and say, "So, Haku and Zabuza, you will now work under me, and you will tell me what everything of any information when with any information that uh I forgot his name, but basically the black market guy, Gaku. Yeah, Gaku. Any information that Gaku has, report it back to me, and I will see for myself." Which, Dazo Haku will nod and then disappear. But pretty much Naruto is pretty much in his couch just chilling and stuff, and this is where he will just starts to head out and just enjoy the village and stuff. This now the villagers still don't like Naruto, but Naruto doesn't really care about the villagers because he knows he gives out this unique aura of like, if you fuck with me, you die kind of way. So Naruto would be like hanging out and stuff, going around the village and stuff, just chilling and stuff. This is where Naruto will pretty much head out of the village, head out the village without no one's noticing, and pretty much will like go out in the forest and just like go to a location and just start just join the view and stuff. This is where a cleric will come in, like a cleric church person will come in and pretty much say, "Ah, so you must be Naruto Uzumaki," which Naruto pretty much will look and say, "And you are?" Which this cleric would pretty much say, "I'm just a humble, you know, holy man, trying to make it seem like he's normal." This is where Naruto will get up and be like, "Let me guess, you must be a cleric that my dad the queen was talking about, which the cleric would pretty much pull out a weapon, like a unique holy weapon, and pretty much say like that is blessed and says yes. And I think it's time for y'all to get exterminated permanently. Which this is where he would charge at Naruto. Now Naruto will pretty much dodge his attacks and stuff and all that. And pretty much this is where the cleric will pull out a a unique unknown weapon, a gun, and shoot at Naruto with his shoulder. That was blessed with holiness, blessed with holy bullets. This is where Naruto will get hit by it, and we all know it's just holy water, but like bullet things, and he would get hit by it. This is where Naruto will feel it, and he would pretty much say, "Huh, this hurts," and pretty much the bullet will like go straight to Naruto, and Naruto healing thing will like go slow, which Naruto says, "Huh, interesting. What is that?" Which the church man would say, "Well." I just think, since you're a spawn of a demon, we have holiness to pretty much put you down to your ground, make sure you're dead. Which he shows the gun and, and pretty much shows the files of holiness because this is a cocky, cleric guy, you could say. This is where Naruto would say, huh, okay, I guess you want to fight then, alright. And this is where Naruto will activate the Sharingan. And he will actually activate one Byakugan in his one eye and activate the Sharingan in his other eye. It pretty much says, alright, let's go then. And he would just make his claws out sharp because now Naruto's going for the kill. Now, this is where the cleric will pretty much, merge his, gun with his, merge his gun with his pistol and make a gun pistol. And pretty much they will have their fight. Now, Naruto is dodging his attacks and stuff. He does get some cuts on Naruto, but Naruto is just being a little bit careless. This is where Naruto will be more serious and more blood loss and just like dodge his attacks and start cutting up the cleric and stuff. This is where the cleric will, of course, use his water valve bottles and shoot up to make like a holy water rain drop down. And Naruto will get hurt by it, but not as much. This is where Naruto will go for the kill and pretty much, you know, stab straight through the, Kanehurst guy. And he pretty much says, "You foul blood creature," and talking all down to him and stuff. And pretty much says, "There's more of us. We will come when the time is right." And he pretty much just spit at Naruto, and Naruto just pretty much just crushes his heart and just let him fall to the ground, saying, "Yeah, all right." And he pretty much flicked the blood off and just walks back to the village, you could say. Now, after all that, this is where we could do a little bit more, continue, and we're gonna say those couple days pass, and Naruto doesn't do nothing much, but just does his own thing and hang out with Hinata. And Hinata has been like saying, "Come on, let's go out on a date and stuff." And Naruto has been saying, "All right, you know, because he's bored and he just wants to do something." This is where we get to the tuning exams. Now, the tuning exams pretty much, Kakashi says Ya has been recommended to go to tuning exams, and Kakashi would tell him to answer the survey, which they all pass with quick ease. And Kakashi gives him a thumbs up, saying, "All right, look like y'all can go." Which this is where they go, and of course, Sasuke, Naruto, and Hinata would fall for the Genjutsu and the jutsu, the like little Genjutsu or illusion jutsu, and pretty much just heads up to the second floor. For the second one, of course, this is where Rock Lee will challenge Sasuke in the original canon because he was the rookie of the year, saying that he will prove that natural talent, hard work can be more, be more stronger than natural talent. Than just having natural talent, which Naruto would disagree with Rock Lee. It says that is true. Natural talent is not is special, but like hard work can be more special when you work hard. Which this is where he will. This is where Rock Lee will challenge Sasuke, and Sasuke will pretty much of course accept this challenge and stuff, and of course Sasuke will get absolutely wrecked with taijutsu with Rock Lee because Rock Lee was just like before he Sasuke can activate the Sharingan, he would just get beat by Rock Lee. This is where Naruto will look at Rock Lee and says, "I agree with you with natural hard talent and stuff, but that doesn't mean you have to make a fool out of my team members. Now I'm gonna have to put you in your place." Which This is where Rock Lee will get in the fighting position and trying to fight with Naruto, but Naruto is just dodging his attacks with, and Rock Lee begins to increase his speed, but Naruto's dodging his attacks and stuff and just looking at them like they're just regular punches, like but slower, like they're just regular punches. If like Rock Lee has great speed, Naruto sees him as regular punches and he can just dodge them like slow potions and he can just dodge them. This is where he's dodging the punches and stuff, and he just pretty much just grabs Rock Lee, like grabs Rock Lee's face, and he just pretty much throws him straight to the wall, making a crater. As that's happening, this is where Rock Lee falls, like about to fall, until Naruto comes with great speed and kicks Rock Lee straight to the wall that was a crater and makes a bigger crater. Now, as that's happening, Rock Lee falls to the ground and he's about to activate his gate until my guy comes in and stops it. And he doesn't really punch Rock Lee in the face for using his gates and stuff. And Naruto just looks at my guy and says, "You better get your student and calm him." And your student, well, he basically says your student is a strong fighter, but make sure he stops trying to be, cocky and stuff. As that's to happen. Hold on. Sorry about that. Had to feed the cat, but let's continue. Pretty much, this is where Naruto would talk to Rock Lee and yeah, talk to Rock Lee and pretty much well, not talk to Rock Lee, talk to my guy. Says like your student is a very strong student, but he should really stop making a mock of people and all that stuff. And pretty much Naruto will just get up and go with his team. Now this is where they will go to the other test and pretty much for the written test, Sasuke will use his thing with the Sharingan. Hinata will answer the questions while actually cheating, and Naruto would just not do anything. Like honestly, he already knows what the test is, and he's just not gonna do anything. So pretty much after all that, this is where the guy says there's a final test question, and if you get it wrong, you won't ever participate in the Chunin. It's same as original all students who left and stuff, and it'd be like half the thing. And this is where he says everybody passed. It was just a test of thing. It was like to test their willpower and stuff, and Naruto just be like, and gets up and go. Now this is where the same thing happens. She jumps to a window, pretty much telling them to go out in the field and stuff, and all that stuff. This is where, as she's talking and stuff, Naruto begins to talk to his team and talk to Hinata, and pretty much explain that explain to them that this is force of death, so it's most likely they're gonna have to kill or be killed. So if anyone's trying to kill them, you have every right to kill them. Which he looks at Sasuke and says, "Sasuke, you know what that means." Which this is where Sasuke would do a nod. Now this is where I forgot her name. She throws a kunai at Naruto, and Naruto would just look at the kunai and just catches it, but not like catch it in a normal way. He would let the kunai hit his hand, like actually go through his hand and get stuck. And she pretty much sees this, and Naruto just takes it out, and his hand heals, and he says, "Hmm," and he throws it back right at her, and it cuts straight through her cheek. This is where Naruto will get close to her, and will do the same thing as the original canon, and pretty much this is where Naruto will walk close up to her, and he pretty much do the same thing, instead of it'd be opposite way, and he would lick the blood from her, and says that you know if he was really trying to go with your if he was really trying to kill me, you should really, if you really trying to put fear in me, you should probably do it in the right way when I can't, when I'm not really focused. And he pretty much just looks at her and does a wink, which she pretty much would blush. She would pretty much blush, but Naruto would just pretty much go on, go off, and she would say go, and all the ninjas would start going. Now, as that is pretty much happening, Naruto would be heading with his team and stuff, and they're trying to get the scroll. This is where, of course, Naruto will be saying that he has to go take a leak, which um, Naruto, you know, says he has to go take a leak and stuff, and he doesn't really have to, but he does it, just because he wants to do whatever. And he does, and a ninja try to jump him, and Naruto just can see the ninja's about to jump him, but Naruto just dodges attack, and he pretty much just like grabs the ninja and slam him down, and pretty much says, "You pervert! You was trying to, you was checking on me while I'm using the bathroom. What a weirdo!" And pretty much just knocks out the ninja and takes his scroll. Now, this is where Naruto says he has to scroll, and they continue going. Now, as they're hopping through trees, this is where a giant snake will come and attack them. And Naruto will pretty much, they will all jump out the way and land down. And Naruto will be like, what the hell? And the snake will be coming back. This is where Naruto will look at the snake, and this is where Naruto will use, the Sharingan, put the snake under a genjutsu, pretty much making it stop and, like, bow to Naruto. Now, as that's happening, this is where Orochimaru will make his presence known, and Naruto will have the snake to attack Orochimaru, which Orochimaru will have another snake to, counter it out. Which Orochimaru will ask, how is the snake going against him? Which this is where Naruto will say, was you the one who was trying to summon the snake to eat me? Eat my demon me? Which this is where Orochimaru will pretty much, smile and, be on that Michael Jackson pedophile. Well, not Michael Jackson, but weird pedophile shit, you could say. And pretty much says, and looks at Sasuke. But this is where he'll look at Naruto, and he'll pretty much have a thing for Naruto, but he will also look at Hinata Hyuga and say, oh, these vessels. These vessels. Hyuga. And Sasuke Uchiha. And you are especially unique in a way. Which, this is where Naruto will be like, ew. And this is where Naruto just say, die. And pretty much just like I would say probably shoot like a water bullet at Orochimaru with quick speed and hit Orochimaru and like straight to the chest. This is where of course Orochimaru wouldn't really die from that, and he would just like come back and attack Naruto. Well, attack Team 7 and release his blood loss. And I'll say this: no one doesn't really get caught in paralyzing fear except for Sasuke. And Naruto just immediately just get Sasuke out of the transfer of blood loss, and they will have their fight. Now, as that's happening, this is pretty much okay. I'm sorry, I'm back, but pretty much this is where Orochimaru will charge at the Team 7, and Team 7 will pretty much have the fight with Orochimaru. And like I said, the paralyzing field wouldn't really affect Naruto because Naruto, like I said, vampire won't really fear, and Hinata is a vampire too, so she wouldn't really be, afraid of Orochimaru. This is where pretty much Naruto would be fighting with Orochimaru and stuff, and Naruto would be giving Orochimaru the mitts and stuff, and as that's happening, Naruto would Orochimaru would go, fight with Naruto and stuff, and he will actually be getting put on a hold with Sasuke, Hinata, and Naruto, because they're being used in teamwork and they're really good at it. Now, this is where Orochimaru would pretty much say that he has to hurry up and get out of here, and he would try to quickly go for a bite for Sasuke, which Naruto would pretty much get out the way and pretty much get bit in the neck instead and having the curse mark. This is where, of course, Naruto would be like, oh, you want to bite? Alright, I'll bite, which Naruto will bite Orochimaru in the neck as well. Pretty much taking Orochimaru's DNA and blood and stuff. And having everything that Orochimaru knows as well. So this is where Orochimaru will pretty much be like, ah. And Naruto will be like, yeah. And Naruto will have the curse mark. But this is where Orochimaru will, of course, again, go for a bite again and bite Sasuke in the neck. And give Sasuke a curse mark, which Sasuke will scream and pass out. This is where Orochimaru will leave and escape. Which, Naruto will pretty much look at Orochimaru, see Orochimaru escape, and just pick up Naruto and says, alright, let's go. And pretty much will start going. Now, I should probably explain what is going to happen. Will Naruto get influenced by Orochimaru, or will Orochimaru get influenced with Naruto? Well, sadly, Orochimaru will get influenced by Naruto because when Naruto bit Orochimaru, Naruto took Orochimaru blood and was turning Orochimaru into a vampire. So the body that Orochimaru has is going to be, his immortal body, you could say. But pretty much, Orochimaru would escape, but he will hit the ground and pass, like be out, and he would just be out on the ground, out cold, you could say. Now with Sasuke, on the other hand, since Sasuke got bit with Orochimaru with the cursed mark, he would just have the cursed mark. And Naruto would just pretty much pick up Sasuke and just take him. They would just start heading all the way to the, zone without taking no breaks. Now, this is where Naruto will have the curse mark as well. And he will be curious of what is the curse mark, like what is this on his neck, but he would know what it is and realize the potential of it. And look at Sasuke and says, with the knowledge I have now, I think I should let him go with Orochimaru so he can get stronger. But this is what Naruto thinking and contemplating, you could say. But this is where Naruto just pretty much just, rests too and just like starts to relax. Now, this is part one of What If Naruto Was a Vampire. This became like an hour 55 long because I had to pause and a lot of stuff. But if you like, just get this up to 20 like and I'll do a part two. And I really didn't make an 18, like, I might just make this an 18x specifically because part two will be the juicy parts. But other than that, if you like, leave a like, do all that stuff. Comment of what you want to see next in the next video and stuff. And also, the next part will be inappropriate, so I should highly warn you. If you see part two, I should warn you, it's going to get spicy. But I'm Keyshawn Chia. Thanks for watching, and peace out.
It looks like you lost another one.